असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय. Today we are going to discuss about an interesting topic related to ocean currents. You know that ocean currents they move one place to another place. In our previous session we have discussed about ocean currents. These are also known as ocean rivers because they go long distance, they flow for long distance, great distance, so that these ocean currents also known as ocean rivers. And the types of the ocean rivers we have classified, okay, cold ocean currents, warm ocean currents. Next, surface and deep ocean currents we have discussed in our earlier topics. Today we are going to discuss about a map, a picture which was given last of the hydrosphere topic, which shows about ocean currents and their directions. Today our topic is ocean currents and their directions. You know that ocean currents are also known as ocean rivers, as just now I have mentioned. They move very distant places, great distances. Because of these ocean currents, climate will be affected, because these ocean currents play very dominant role to determine a particular place or a particular region climate. I repeat, these ocean currents determine a particular place or a country's climate. Mostly depends upon these currents. Let's try to understand what is this. You see, once this is world map. This I have drawn world map with the sketches or markers. I used 3 markers. Let's try to understand what are these ocean currents. You see the red color one, whatever the arrows showing on the board, these are warm ocean currents. Red color warm ocean currents, and the blue color one cold ocean current. Cold currents, warm currents. Cold currents, warm currents. Let's try to see from the equator. So this is equator, 0 degree. This is equator, right? Above the equator, the current which blow is called as north equatorial current. North equatorial current. This is north equatorial current. And below the equator, south equatorial current. South equatorial current. And one point you have to understand, north equatorial, south equatorial currents not exactly on the top, exactly at the 0 degree, just little bit above, little bit southwards, little bit north and little bit southward they usually blow. And when you see these equatorial currents, they flow. This is also equatorial current, north equatorial current and south equatorial current. Yeah, if you observe, north equatorial current, it blowing from, in this map according to this, it blowing this side, means east to west side. It is blowing east to west side. Same southeastern, south equatorial current also blowing this direction. Sir, why these are blowing this direction? Why these are blowing from west to east side? Because these are blowing in a particular direction because of the Coriolis force. Coriolis force. What is the meaning of the Coriolis force? When the earth rotates, a force generated, that force we called as Coriolis force. When Coriolis force generated, it moved this side and that Coriolis force come this side. So due to the Coriolis force, these blow from this side. Next, here you see west wind drift. Here you see west wind drift. These are the cold currents. I wrote with the blue color, no? So these are the cold currents blowing from west side. These are west side. Next you see again the cold currents are blowing from this side. Again the cold currents are blowing this side. So these are from, they are blowing from the east side, then we call as east wind drift. This is west wind drift and this is east wind drift, because this is blowing from the west and this is blowing from the east. See, these are continuously blowing, because you see, whenever the east blowing drift, it little bit came down, because the land physiography of the region also plays very dominant. Physiography means land mass. When the land mass was in curved, the land mass in curve shape, so it also take place curve. It also took little bit curve, because physiography of the place or land of the place also will be determine the location, determine the direction of the wind. Next, let's see one by one. First, let's see Pacific region. This is Pacific region. This is Pacific region, and again you know that this is Pacific region. This both side Pacific region. Let's start Pacific region. Yeah. First, Southern Pacific Ocean. This is Pacific, no? First, Southern Pacific Ocean. Southern Pacific Ocean, one drifter, you know, it will come from this side. One drifter. This drift, this blow, what is this current? This current name is Peru current. This current name is Peru current. The Peru current blow from this side. Peru current blow this side. Whenever the Peru current blow this side, okay, here you find here Atacama desert and Patagonia desert. Here you find Atacama. Here you find Atacama desert. You find Patagonia desert. Atacama, Patagonia deserts. You know that why deserts were usually formed? Deserts are formed due to the cold currents, because whenever the cold current blow from this direction, this cold current does not have any moisture. This cold current does not have any moisture, so that it remains dry. So there will be no rainfall. Because of the cold current, no rainfall occurs. So due to that, here we find Atacama river and we find Patagonia river. Sorry. Then we find Atacama desert and Patagonia desert. Due to the cold current, this cold current do not have any moisture. So this cold current does not give rainfall. Hence, west side of the continent, usually we are having deserts. See, most of the deserts are on the west side, because of the cold current. Why cold current? Cold current does not have moisture. It does not give any rainfall, so that these areas become dry. These areas become deserts. So this is about cold current. Here you can see west wind drift blowing from this side. Next, you come to North Pacific region. This is Pacific region, North Pacific region. You see California. Again California here. Mexico desert. Here again Mexico desert is there. Mexico desert. This is blow from Alaska. This California, it blow from Alaska, and this is a cold current. Due to this cold current, Mexico desert. Here this desert is Mexico desert. I said just now, cold current does not give rainfall, then it became desert. Here you find Alaska. Here you find again warm current. So warm current, usually warm current they give rainfall to us. And you must understand that this is here, just turn this side. It was turned this side because of circumference and because of this geographical area. Because of geographical area is like this, then it also turned to this side. Next, so this is about Pacific Ocean. Then you come to Atlantic. This is the S shape. It is, we can say that Atlantic. Then the Atlantic first. Let's try to understand about Southern Atlantic. You find here South Equatorial Current, North Equatorial Current. Here Brazilian current. You see Brazilian current. Brazil. You know this area is Brazil. This area is Brazil. So the Brazilian warm current. This is, you know, you must understand. Currents in the southern region, they are anti-clockwise. They usually in this direction. Okay, anti-clockwise. This is what anti-clockwise. And the currents in the northern hemisphere usually clockwise. This is what? Clockwise. This is clockwise and this is anti-clockwise. Clockwise anti-clockwise because of the Coriolis force. Let you see Brazilian current. One Brazilian current it moves anti-clockwise. Okay, this is called as Brazilian current. It moving from south equatorial current to down. It coming down. Okay, sir, why it is coming down? You understand that what I said in the beginning in our previous session. Warm currents they usually goes to the cold areas, and cold currents usually they blow to the warm areas. I repeat, warm current flow towards to the polar region. Okay, cold currents they blow from polar region to equatorial region. So this is Brazilian current. Brazilian current is going to cold area, right? Next, yeah, Bengula current. Here you see Bengula current. I wrote with blue color. So blue color means it is cold current. Yeah, cold current again here. Whenever the cold current blows, usually there will be no rainfall. Then the deserts usually formed. Here, what kind of desert we find? Namibia desert, Kalahari desert. Here, Namibia in Africa, Namibia desert, Kalahari desert formed. Where this is going? Bengula current going to warm currents because it wanted to become warm. Then it moving to the warm side. Warm. Okay. Warm ocean, cold currents. They are moving towards to the warm ocean currents. Warm ocean currents are moving to the cold ocean currents. Right? Am I clear? So this is about South Atlantic. Warm ocean currents moving to the cold ocean currents. Cold ocean currents moving to the warm ocean currents. Next, this is Atlantic. Now, North Atlantic. You see, North equatorial current going, it's moving to this area because of the physiographic. The land, the coastal line. The coastal line was in this side. The land area was in the curve shape. Then these also making the curve. This is we calling as Gulf Stream. So these curves here, this area is usually called as Gulf Stream. Whenever this Gulf Stream slowly became North Atlantic Drift. This Gulf Stream became North Atlantic Drift because this is Atlantic. This region is Atlantic region. Whenever North equatorial currents moves to the North Atlantic, it is known as North Atlantic Drift. So after the North Atlantic Drift, it moves to this place near the Norway. Near the Norway, it will move. This is here Norway, this Norway and Norway. See, warm ocean current moves to the polar region, and again it became what it became? It became cold. I repeat, North equatorial current moved to the polar region, means cold region. It became now warm ocean current. You see, it became warm ocean current. Yeah. You see here Labrador current. This is Greenland. This is Greenland. GRL means Greenland. In Greenland you see Labrador current. Labrador current is coming this side. Labrador current is coming this side because it wanted to become warm. So it coming to this side. So what did you understand? Cold ocean currents are flow towards to the warm ocean currents. Warm ocean currents are flowing towards to the cold ocean currents. Next, here this area, due to the climatic conditions of this area, London or Portugal, Spain, here cold ocean currents form. Whenever the Gulf Stream goes, it became very cool. And it will become as Canary Current. This is Canary Current. Due to the Canary Current again here desert. What desert is there here? Sahara Desert. Because cold ocean currents does not have moisture. So due to that, this region became dry. Dry means again deserts. Canary Ocean Current. See, this Gulf Stream, it became this side. You see clockwise. It is moving clockwise. And whenever it comes to this area, it will become very cool because certain flow also coming from this side. Certain flow also come from this side. So due to that, Gulf streams later it will become cold ocean currents. So this is the cold ocean current. They are completing the cycle here. Here here generated and completing the cycle, and again whenever it will become very hot. Whenever Canary current became near to this here, and again it will be take a cycle. Here they will complete one cycle. Next, due to the Canary current, dry Sahara Desert. Next, we try to understand about Indian Ocean. About Indian Ocean. Yeah. See, you see the Indian Ocean. This is Agula current. This is Agula current. This is what? Agula current in Africa. Here Somalia. This place is we call as Somalia. Somalia is very poorest country, one of the poorest country in the world. So this is called as Somali drift. Somali current. Yeah. South equatorial current, north equatorial current. This is WAC, means West Australian current. West Australian current. West Australian current is moving towards to the warm ocean currents. I repeat, West Australian current is moving to the warm ocean currents. Next, yeah, Somali current taking again clockwise. You see, clockwise, completing the cycle like clockwise. Here also completing the cycle. Okay, here East Australian current. This is East Australian current. East Australian current. East Australian current. East Australian current again it is moving towards to the south side because polar region. East Australian current it is going down to become cold, to become very cold. Again north equatorial current, south equatorial current. Yeah, you come to above this Pacific region. Here Kuroshio current. Kuroshio current. I repeat, Kuroshio current. And here Oyashio current. Oyashio current coming down, and Kuroshio current going up towards to the pole. It is coming down. So what did you understand finally? Cold ocean currents they coming towards the warm ocean currents. Warm ocean currents they moving towards the cold ocean currents. Yeah. So this is about the ocean currents what they have mentioned in our textbook. Brazil, this is Brazilian current. This is Agula current, Kuroshio current, Somali current, Gulf Stream, North Atlantic drift, okay, Norwegian current. This is Norwegian current. This is Labrador current. Okay, these are flowing from one place to another place. One of the important point we have to understand that wherever cold ocean current and warm ocean currents they meet, that is the hub for the fishing. Example, you see here. You see here Agula current. This area is fishing hub. And again here this area Alaska region very famous for fishing. It is very famous for fishing hub. Fish will become attracted mostly. Okay, most of the fish will be available in this region. Wherever cold and warm ocean currents usually meets there, that is fishing hub. Next here Labrador and Atlantic. Here also fishing hub because Labrador and North Atlantic drift meets. And here Canary and these are meets, and here again meets. Here we can see Guinea current. Here also Guinea current. Next you come to Oyashio current and Kuroshio current. Here this is also very famous for the fishing hub because fish will be attracted in this region because of the warm and ocean currents. Next, okay, these are the important ocean currents. You have to remember: west wind drift blow from west side, east wind drift blow from east side. Cold ocean currents move to the warm ocean currents, and warm ocean currents they move to the cold ocean currents. So this is our ocean currents what they have mentioned in our text. Next we will see that how oceans are very useful for the human beings. Is oceans are very useful to us or not? Let's see in our